What 3 tips do you give somebody that's just starting in the industry? Do you have 3 tips for them?
Hell yeah. Draw a lot. Be humble. And be cool as fuck. That's it. That's all you need to make it, really. And you're a good person. You treat everyone with respect. And you practice what you're trying to give. That's all you really need.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the IQ Project. I'm right here with my co-host, Ricky Tat.
Yo.
Our other co-host, Romeo Shades. And I'm Josh Shade. Josh Renteria, I guess.
Yeah. Don't wear it out.
But don't worry.
December.
Coming close, bro.
This dude made a song with me. So
It's going to be our intro. It's going to be our intro right there.
And we have our interviewee today, Toto, Tattoo Long Beach on Instagram.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming through, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Coming all the way from Long Beach. Appreciate you coming, man.
Long Beach?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Long
Yes,
Beach
sir.
to IE. That's a drive, bro.
Nah, how long was it?
Well, I came from Orange County. It was only like, I think it was a 45-minute drive.
Okay,
I guess not too bad. Yeah.
That's like your drive.
Yeah.
Because you're Sousa, right?
Yeah. So I drive down there anyways. So yeah, today we're just going to be talking about your story. See, give us a little of behind the scenes of you, what your clients or what you want your clients to know. And then anything else you want to share?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
Is it your first podcast?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Well, actually, we did an interview with some people that stopped by the shop. She's a journalist, and they did a story on our shop. So
dope.
we I've done this before where, they're recording us, asking us questions and shit like that. Yeah. So I guess this is my second one, but the first one wasn't technically a podcast.
Yeah.
More of an interview where the camera's just...
Yeah, it was more of an interview.
Cool. Oh, okay. Now you can get verified. You can get that blue check. Yeah, so a little backstory. I met Toto in that painting class I do with Reno.
Yep.
You were there when he first started it, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. And then ever since then, we've just been homies, and then we see each other at conventions. He does a lot of conventions. He was there with us at Philly with Romeo. That was a good time. It was cold as fuck.
Oh, yeah, it was cool, bro.
Yeah, that was the first time we met. Yeah, you embraced us,
actually.
bro. You made us feel comfortable. You're like, let's go get some Philly steaks, meet us
Oh
up here.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's really how when I meet somebody new, if I already know him, but if he introduces me to someone else, it's it's a respect thing, it's a camaraderie thing. I hate to be one of those dudes that's you meet somebody that's a bigger artist and he's kind of
Yeah.
kind of
ego check.
Yeah, I would hate to be, or for someone to look at me like one of those dudes where he's he feels like this dude's too good to fuck with the other homies type of stuff. Nah, man, I'm cool with everybody. And I was just talking to Cupid about this too. I noticed on Instagram and shit like that, because I'm mainly on Instagram. I use TikTok too, but when I see artists and apprentices that follow me, I do click on their profile just to see what they do. But I don't care if they have 70 followers or 1,000 followers, bro. I'll follow them back, regardless of where their work's at. Because I remember when I first started looking into tattooing, and I would do this chicken scratch shit on people. I remember this one this one artist, he was from Hawaii or something. And I followed him and he followed me back. And when he followed me back, bro, I was like, what? That's crazy. He probably wasn't even big at the time. I just felt like that because he was so much better than I was. And he had you kept scrolling, it was more work. So I was like, he must have clientele.
Yeah.
So for him to reach out back to me, I would ask him questions and he would talk to me. I'm like, damn, that felt pretty good. And I remember that feeling. So I feel like that's what I want to do too. I'll hit, if somebody ever asks me questions, which they do all the time, especially with the lettering, bro, I hit them back up. I give them advice. I tell them what they need if they ask me. And that's basically it,
No,
I try to stay humble as fuck, bro.
That's real. And I could vouch for that,
You know?
because I remember we're at the convention. I was even asking you, yo, how'd you learn your script? And
Yeah.
it's this, and that. I'm like, bet. Shit was cool.
Man.
Bet.
bet that. Yeah.
Still trying to get used to that word.
Yeah, I think when we first start, man, we search for that, you know, being part of it, being accepted, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so you kept that in your mind all this time, and you pass it through, you know what I'm saying? And because people look up to your lettering now, and they want to do the caliber that you're doing, and
Yeah.
if you don't even like acknowledge them or give them any tips, they're gonna be like, oh man, you know what I mean? Then you know, somebody gave you a chance at one time, just even hey, good job, you know? And
Absolutely.
so that's cool, man. That's a cool little mentality that you have. And
Oh, yeah.
I think, you know, our young artists should know that, you know, start following people and ask people that, you know, and ask questions, you know.
I think it's just the intimidation at first. Like, people are scared to ask, but I feel like they shouldn't be. This industry is a lot nicer now. People are willing to answer your questions. I know before when we first started, we couldn't even get our machines fixed. Remember, the guy would take it to the
crazy.
back and fucking
Coils.
coils and fucking take it to the back, just get it back to us. Like, here you go. Like, what the fuck you do? Like, I
Yeah.
want to know. But that's good, man. Keep that positive mentality up, bro. But let's go a little bit to the beginning. Let's see. How did it all start for you? Like, when did you start tattooing?
Shit. So I was hanging out with the old friend of mine's, and we were in his garage. You know, these are those when I was, you know, young, and I would just go hang out with friends and drink and smoke weed and shit. Like, I don't even smoke weed no more, but it's one of those days where I just left the house and I wanted to go kick it with the homies. And we were in his garage and we were just drinking. And I knocked something over. I knocked over like a little briefcase, and I'm like, oh man, my bad, bro. He's like, he looked at it, he was like, don't even worry about it. It's my tattoo stuff. I don't even tattoo no more. I looked at him like, bro, I didn't even know you tattooed. Like, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, I just like I drink too much now. I get shaky. I'm too old. Like, I don't do it no more. He's like, if you want it, take it. And I was like, okay. I took that shit. I took it. I started fucking around with it. I told one of my boys I wanted a tattoo. He's like, fuck it, then go ahead, do what you want. I was like, all right, cool. That's basically it. I got it. And then I did like 1 or 2 tattoos. Kind of left it alone because I wasn't really like sure, or I felt like I didn't have a skill to it.
Right.
And then fast forward, I ended up getting in trouble. Like, at the time, I was, like I said, I wasn't really like thinking things through. I get in trouble. So after all this stuff, I get a call, or I get a spot, and it's a local shop from where I grew up. I started there, which was, I want to say, about 2.5 years ago. This was my first shop I tattooed at, you know? Before this, I was just doing like homemade stuff. I made my own machines, my own inks, my own needles, like ink out of the baby oil, you know?
Damn.
Oh,
Needles
shit,
out of
nerd.
guitar strings, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you sharpen the needles on the cement. It's like, you know, real shit. Like,
Do you burn it after or what?
yeah, with the lighter you burn it. You know, sanitize that bitch. You know, well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You know, and then I started doing stuff like that. So after that, I get into the shop after doing a bunch of homemade stuff, and then I got better after that. I didn't really notice it until like I started getting more clients, started getting more people like looking at my work. I stopped working at that shop. I decided to go and just tattoo on my own again. I cleaned out my garage, emptied that motherfucker. I cleaned the shit out of it. I had my homie paint the walls. You know, I hung stuff. I put couches in there, put my little station up. I started tattooing out there for a minute. One of my cousins told me, bro, like, they're hiring at Mi Familia. You should go check it out. I was like, man, fuck that. I don't want to work at no shop. You know, and he kept bugging me about it. And he's the one who convinced me to tattoo in the first place. And I was like, fuck it.
What was that mentality? Why didn't you want to go work at a shop?
My mentality was just, I want to make my own money. I could learn this stuff on my own. Shit, we got YouTube now. You know, I don't need nothing.
What year was this in?
This was like 2019, 2020.
How old are you now?
Shit, recently.
I'm 28.
28.
I turned 28 in June.
So
Yeah, so
Damn.
that was the mentality at that time. Now I realize, like, we'll jump to what we were talking about right now about like, or Rome asked, is that the next step when we were talking about having a shop, right? You know, it's been some time where I felt like I've been financially ready to open up a shop, but when I really think about it, you know, I matured in my artistic eye, and it's like the way I see things is, yeah, I can own a shop. I can go and get one now if I wanted to. I'm ready for it financially, but I didn't want to be one of those guys or one of those shop owners that learns from the people that work for him. Even though it's always good to learn, I wanted to be a shop owner and a leader at the same time.
you want to know everything, huh?
I want to be able to help the people that work with me, the people who work with me, you know, and I want to be able to show them some things. You know, I want to just have things to offer other than this is my roof, so you guys are going to pay the booth rent or the percentage, whatever the case may be. But I do want it to be like where I can teach as well, you know? So I feel I'm not at the point right now to do that because I have a lot to learn. I'm not the best at anything that I do, like, but I do try my best. I give my best effort, but there's a lot of room to grow, and I want to grow a lot more before I even do all that.
So do you feel like your mentality changed at that point when you got into Mi Familia?
No, my mentality changed when. So I went to prison. I did like 5 years, bro, and like I said before that, I had a whole different mindset. Like I didn't think about consequences. I was just like, do what I do, and then whatever happens is I'm gonna deal with it. You know, I'm gonna just man up and deal with it. But what happened was I did get in trouble, and I had a lot of time to think about shit. I had a lot of time away from my family. I had a lot of time to think about the other things that could be there for me, like, you know, success and just good things. So basically, you know, I prefer that. I prefer freedom. I prefer things that I want to do. I told you this before too. I remember, you know, there's things a lot of us take for granted. Like I'll use like water as an example. You don't get cold water in there, bro. Like as much as you want to go get up in that fridge and get a cold bottle of water, like, and you'll just be like, I'm just drinking water. Nah, bro. When I was in there and I did that, I was like in heaven. Like I was like, this is some cold water. You know what I'm saying? Like some cold water, or I could Uber eat some shit if I want to. You know, like the smallest things that people do out here, a lot of people take it for granted. I've lost everything, you know, so I appreciate everything now. So that's basically it. I really appreciate what my skills have brought to the table, because before that I didn't really have shit.
Yeah.
You know? And now I'm able to share it with others. A lot of people, they ask me for advice, bro. They ask me how I do certain things, and my mind can't get over that because that was me. And it's still me. I still ask other people how they do stuff. You know, I still do that. But for somebody to ask me, for people to look at me and wonder how I do what I do, that's pretty cool, man. That's a pretty cool feeling.
Feels good. Feels like it makes you like reassure that you know you're going on the right step, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
It's crazy because we got an artist that's killing it right now, Tony G too. He's, you know, doing amazing work, and
He's met him.
oh, have you met him?
In Philly.
And he has a background like you too as well. He went to jail,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And we always have conversations, and he just says, bro, when you realize when all your freedoms are taken away from you being in jail, like when you're out, you learn to appreciate the small things. And
Yeah.
and a lot of times, you know, when we start getting success in this game of the tattoo game of the industry, dude, we tend to lose focus on being grateful for what we have, dude. You know, I always tell myself, man, like I'm a tattoo shop owner that. Sorry, what happened? Okay, cool. Thank you, bro. See, we can even afford a media specialist, bro. You know, I'm thankful for him that he can check my mic and I can speak well, you know? So we have to practice like gratitude and even the simple things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you brought that up, dude, because gratitude is a practice of growth in a tattoo artist, you know what I'm
It's a
saying?
gift. Yeah. Gift of gratitude. That's cool that you mentioned prison and stuff. Were you doing work in there?
I was, bro. I was, but
That's where we became Toto, bro. That's where we became Tattoo Long Beach. No,
yeah. So that would, I want to say that for me was a blessing, bro. Honestly, a lot of people like look and be like, "Oh my God, like he's been in prison." No, bro. Yes, I was there, but for me it was a blessing because it changed my life. It humbled the fuck out of me, and it'll humble like all of you guys. If you guys go there, bro, you guys won't come back the same. You know, it's like you'll get humbled, bro. You know, and the thing with that is just you learn so much. You get so much patience from that and discipline. And when you think about it, it's like you have people telling you like it's not even the cops. It's your people that are getting you in line. Get it, and at the time you're like, fuck, like I don't want to listen to him. Like, why am I listening to another grown ass man? But the way it is, bro, it's for your own good. You know, and I didn't see that until later. But
So I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're saying a good point. Is there people in there that really look out for you? Because the misconception of being in jail, I've never been in jail, but is that you got to look out for yourself, and there's people out there to, you know, always get you. I mean, I feel like you're telling a different story. Like being in jail, like you got some mentors in there in the same way.
Oh yeah. So don't get me wrong, you got a lot of grown ass dumbasses walking in there. Yeah. You know, still off drugs in there. You know, but you also have people with the right head on their shoulders, and you know, if you are a person with the right head on your shoulders, these are the people that you're gonna want to get counsel from. You know, you're gonna want to talk to them. You know, and it's basically like if you're smart enough, you're gonna use that time to your advantage, which I feel I did. I've asked so much questions, like the dumbest questions I feel, but. You know, I was in there. I was told the only stupid question is a question not asked. You know, which in there is very true, bro. Like, there's so much shit that could happen to you just for you lacking knowledge or you know for your lack of awareness of things, bro. The smallest things could set off a riot, and now you're at fault, and you're gonna get in trouble. You know, so you really pay attention to things, the small things. You know, and it's just, yeah, you're in there, and you guys have each other's back. It's a unity thing, you know. I don't care where you're from or you. We could be different cities and stuff, but we're in there and we're just protecting each other. You know, looking out for each other, spending time with each other. You know, shit like that. It's just, it's a different environment, and that's where I learned a lot of what carries me today. And which I'm grateful for because I didn't have that beforehand. I was just like a loose nut, you know, and that helped me not be that.
Tighten up, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like you had it gave you structure there, right?
Big time.
Because you didn't have structure back before.
At all.
You're just running amok, like you said.
Yeah.
So how was the tattooing in there?
Yeah, that's cool that you mentioned that. You tattooing in there that make you want to be like, you know what, when I'm out of here, I'm going to tattoo.
I think that people that came from there have a big advantage over people who didn't. And the advantage is time. Because, how can I put this? Like, how much time do you guys spend on your phones on Instagram and TikTok?
Oh, shit, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? And I had cell phones in there, but you can't use them, like, freely. You know, you have to sneak them and... like watch out, and if they're not looking at a, you know, you can fuck around, but it's not the same at all right here. You know, so you have so much time on your hands to where like you could look at magazines and you could draw a name out and really draw it out and take your time over and over. Like there'll be times where they will let us out into the day room and they have these small tables with, I think there's 4 chairs. So it's 2-on-2 where you could play cards or whatever. And sometimes some people will be playing 1-on-1 and I'll be sitting here and the other guy will be sitting there. We're just watching. But what we like to do is put a bed sheet over the table so our cards don't get fucked up, because we got to make them last a while, you know? So on that white sheet, I would just draw fucking names and the homies would be like, hey, draw the city or draw my girl's name for me, you know? So that's where I got the lettering from. Like people kept asking me, draw my girl's name or draw this. Mm-hmm. So I kept just drawing on shit. Like I kept drawing names, and then I guess that's how I kind of built that little script I got. Yeah. You know?
Well, let me interrupt you for a little bit. So if you guys don't know, Toto right here specializes more in script and writing tattoos.
Yeah, I do like mainly script and black and gray realism.
Okay. So just keep everyone updated.
Yeah. Know that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I can relate to that because not in the gym. I mean, the jail aspect. You know, I don't go to jail, but being that I guess the guys consider me as the guy that does the script here, and I help them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they perceive it as like the new guys say, man, how do you do the flow so good? You know, and they don't know the years that I was in my house, and I tell them always this story. Like, I remember I was like 19, bro, and I was sitting in my kitchen. My mom was making dinner. And my mom's, you know, Mexican lady, you know, and she was making the dinner for everybody. And I'm waiting there. I finished my homework, and I would literally grab the napkins, the white roll, and I would finish a whole roll, dude. Just script, lowrider, arte stuff, just going crazy, just swirls and taking risks and making an S look like 100 times different, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I would do that all the time, and I didn't know why, you know? I didn't think I was going to be a tattooist at that time. Like, that wasn't even my radar. But just doing all that has given me the experience that now for tattooing, I can freehand it on skin and make it flow and help everybody on how to do, like, a balanced hook on a T or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So I did the time of putting in for lettering, but I had to sit myself down, and of course I have distractions. So I can relate with you as far as like, you know, you did it so many times in jail because you didn't have that many distractions.
Exactly. So, and that's the main thing out here, bro. Everybody's distracted with shit. Yeah. You know, you got your phone. You know, a lot of the young apprentices, they, you know, you guys get on your phones a lot. All of us do, but you know, a lot of the guys, you guys are worried about like your phone, your girlfriend or girls are going out, you know, or like what's the next move? You know, you're still young, so you want to party, but you also want to be an artist, you know, and you gotta put more time into that shit. If you want that shit to get serious, there's no bullshitting. I remember asking my friend Carl, shout out to my boy Carl, bro. He did a tattoo. He did my grandpa's name a long time ago. Yeah, it's OG shit. It was an all homemade machine. Like he did the Dallas Cowboys on my calf. We won't talk about that because I don't know. I don't want to get into politics. Yeah, but yeah, man.
You guys are friends.
Yeah, so bro, he it's crazy, bro. I was young. He tatted me when I was young, bro, and he tattoos out of I think it's Albuquerque, if I'm not mistaken, bro.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In New Mexico, bro. But I take a lot of like his words, bro. When I was first starting, I would ask him, I'd be like, hey, bro, how the fuck do you do it? How do you tattoo? You know, and he's like, bro, you have to draw. He's like, draw, keep drawing. And I remember one time I drew like a name, and it took me like 3 days, right? Because I did it kind of big and like, you know, I didn't really know much. And he's like, cool, man, do another one. I'm like, what the fuck? I just did what you told me to do, bro. Like, I just drew something.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to draw. I was like, fuck that. I want to learn how to tattoo. I didn't take that. I want to learn how to tattoo, not draw. But that's the most important thing it is to tattoo, bro, is drawing. And that's like the only shortcut that you're going to find to tattoo well. You know, you have to draw a lot. That's the only thing, bro. That's the only thing that's going to take you further is fucking pick up a pencil and draw, or draw on your iPad, or however the fuck you draw. But just draw.
That's something we talk about here a lot, huh? We always say that phrase. We tell the guys, you tattoo the way you draw. So
exactly,
if you're not tattooing great, you got to go back to drawing and start drawing, because tattooing is basically drawing on skin with ink, needles. I get it. The methods are a little trickier, smooth blends. But at the end of the day, dude, you can reverse, I call it reverse engineering this. Go look at somebody's tattoos and then go look back at their drawings. They have the same styles. They have the same crispness. If they don't do a lot of lines, you can see it in their drawings. You know what I'm saying? Like it's told on the drawings.
Yeah.
So if you want to become better, you better start drawing a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Big time.
That's the reason why you got into that painting thing, right?
For sure. That's exactly why I did that. I felt like I needed to get more creative. I feel like I needed to learn something new. Because it's like when you draw, it is a little different from tattooing when you draw, bro. Because you're tattooing on paper, and then you got to transition to drawing on fucking skin with needles and ink and blood and all kinds of other factors that go into it, right?
Yeah.
So you jump from one canvas to the next. So I figured, I was like, well, I already did that. So if I do try to learn another thing, I'll have a little advantage over some people because now I know this, So that's basically what took me there. That's what drove me to Reno, and which is good because, I met you, I met Alan and Mike and Rich and Nacho, Terry. I met a lot of good people, a lot of good artists, bro. Better people, better artists. It's just like once you really explore like this art shit, bro. I mean, the more you look, the more you discover, and it's better, because it'll open more doors for you, for sure.
Not just that, I feel like you have more in your arsenal. You know what I mean? Like you pick up little things here and there. You put them over here, and then while you're tattooing, you don't even notice, and you just like, oh, wait, I could do this now. Oh, wait, I learned this from over here, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
I keep thinking of that meme that's going around right now. You guys seen it? Where there's a white dude, and he's a professor, and he has a chart.
Oh, yeah, the more you fuck around,
the more you find out, right? So you got to fuck around, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't fuck around, you haven't seen it?
No.
It's
He posted
good,
on
bro.
story.
Yeah, dude. And it's been going viral, dude. This guy's like, let
we
me
were
show you
just
guys.
talking about that, too.
Because it has it from 1 to 10 being fuck around, 1 to 10 being find out, but he was covering the find out. So he goes, let me show you guys how to fuck around, okay? You fuck around at 3, you'll get this, and there's a line, right? And then he says, you fuck around at 10, let's go match over there. The more you find out. So fuck around, more you find out. Like fucking simple terms.
It's so universal, bro. It's so universal.
But we don't think about it, right? Why don't we fuck around more as far as like, why don't we try more shit?
I think it's scared. It's people being scared.
That and maybe comfortable. They're comfortable. They don't want us.
Especially as tattoo artists. I mean, tattoo artists, a lot of people see it as easy money. And it can be, you know what I mean? But you get to a certain point where you just get comfortable with that easy money. What are you going to do when it's gone?
True.
You know what I mean? So that's where you start figuring out different ideas, different methods to make you last longer in this industry.
Did you think it was easy money when you first started?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about the money.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, man, I'm gonna be cool as fuck.
Or the status, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm gonna be cool. Yeah, and then later I find out like, damn, like I could make some money.
Some bank.
Yeah, man, you got the nice chain right there. I'm telling
Yeah. I was like, damn, I can make some good money. That's crazy, And then it ended up not being about the money or the social status. I want to be a great artist, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to be that.
A creator.
Yeah, I want to be that, bro. I obviously we need to eat, and that comes with it. Yeah. That comes with it. But I think first Rule number one is be better, bro.
You went through all the steps of tattooing within 2 years. People
That's
that go in for a rock star and then for the money, and then you just want to be good at what you do.
Yeah, I think so.
What about you, Romeo? Did you do it for the money when
What's
you
up,
started?
bro? Talk to us, bro.
For the art.
I asked him because he's one of our youngest ones. You know what I'm saying? That's barely new.
How old are you, bro?
25.
25. How you feel?
I feel like I'm getting old, bro. I'm almost next fucking 30, bro.
No, mom.
Get the fuck out of
That's fucked up. What are you trying to say about the homies, bro?
Bro, it's all mindset, bro. I'm 40. And I'm like acting like I'm 25 around here. And shit.
We come from the same background.
Yeah.
You know, we both been in the same place, got out around the same time. You know, and he's like, damn. And he's kind of, I don't think he did all that. I think he was actually in the Marines or something. You know, so he went a different route, but he also had the same background. Just didn't fuck around as much and didn't find out as much as we did. But like, you know, like.
Stayed safe, huh?
But you know, it's interesting for him, I feel, because it's like, bro, like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I used to be like you guys, and you guys are doing really well, and you know, I'm just starting, so I'm trying to get like you guys. Well, you know, like all of us,
Yeah.
you know, all of us that tattoo, and it's crazy because I have a crazy little background, but you know, I'm a fucking tattoo artist, and it is what I do, and I feel I do decent work. You know, a lot of people like my work. I travel, not because I'm asked to travel. Obviously, people are not like, oh, Toto, come to Florida, or Toto, come to... No, I do that because I want to do it, because I want to spread my wings out. I want more people to know, like, especially like the apprentices too. Like, bro, like, you can come from wherever the fuck you come from. It's never too late. People start late as fuck. You know, I'm 28 years old. You know, I basically started when I was like, technically when I was like 25, I think, or 26.
Told you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
especially the young ones, bro. Like, if you start right now, by the time you're like, oh yeah. Like, by the time you fucking get to my age, bro, you'll be like a GOAT already.
If you stay consistent, right?
If you do it right.
If you
if
do
you
it
put the
right.
work in, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
And this industry's gonna test you. I mean, there's a lot of partying going on. You know, it's a lot of discipline as well.
Let's talk about the times where you're beginning and it's slow.
Oh,
that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bring it on, bro. Bring it
Yeah.
on. Those are the kind of conversations we need to have here,
Yeah,
bro.
let's do this, because
Yeah.
you know, I fucking think about this shit all the time, bro.
Like frustration.
Yeah, it sucks sometimes. You know, sometimes you're like, hell yeah, you're booked out weeks, a month, sometimes 2 months, you know, when you're beginning and people fuck with you. But then there's those times where it's like slow, and then you're like, fuck, I only have like one tattoo this week, another one next week, you know, or I haven't even booked no one for next week, and I'm trying to do like a giveaway or something, you know what I'm saying? And it gets frustrating. You're sitting there thinking like, fuck, I need to get money, bro.
Yeah.
I have to live. I have to pay for shit. You know, I have a daughter. I got not only myself, you know, like I got other shit I got to worry about. And it's like, damn, when it's slow, it's like, fuck. And then working at a shop, you got to kick down the shop some money too. And it's like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
How do you go about doing that when it's slow? What do you do?
I thug it out. Yeah.
Bite the bullet, huh?
Yeah, I thug it out because I know it's going to come back.
But what are some methods you do to like bring awareness to your page where you're like, okay, I need to bring people into the shop?
So one thing for sure is like you do a giveaway. You do a giveaway, and you know, you do it to something that you want to do. It's gonna bring traffic to your page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna remind people like, hey, you're there. Your followers is gonna remind new people, like, or it's gonna bring awareness to new people, like, oh shit, like, yeah, they're gonna see your stuff, and some people might like it. You know, so off of a giveaway, you're gonna tattoo one person for free and have a few of potential clients. You know what I'm saying? Because people, every time I've done a giveaway, people have always, oh, well, how much for this and how much for this? After the giveaway's done, they're like, how much would you charge for this and this and this? You know what I'm saying? So you have these potential clients, bro. But when it is slow, you do start thinking about shit, bro. You're like, damn, like I remember when I used to sell weed, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but nah, it's you gotta thug it out, bro.
Well, we were talking about this too, because it's not just when you're beginning too. Like even right now, like I was slow. I had a whole week. Last week it was just empty. I don't know what happened. I think I had 3 cancellations.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That just leaves you blank, right? So now you gotta try to figure out how to fill it up. But we're just sitting down and we're like, okay, well, you said a giveaway. We said just start drawing, start putting out drawings out there. Like drawings is the same thing as a giveaway because you give people ideas. Like we tried it with you, right?
Dude, Ricky gave me like 3 freaking ideas and I drew them out. Sure enough, 3 people wanted those tattoos.
Multiple people want it, right? How many Sacred of the Hearts did you do?
I did 2.
2 out of 1 drawing. You know what I mean? So that works as well too. I think there's a lot of creative ways to do it without seeming like you're desperate.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's another big thing, bro.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you're slow. Sometimes when I'm slow, I don't even post that I'm available. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A big thing is that FOMO, you know, the fear of missing out. So you will post some shit like, I'm doing a special, but I'm only taking this amount of clients. And people are like, oh, shit. Like, I kind of been wanting his work, and he's doing a special now, and he's only got this much space, you know? So you kind of got to do like a reverse psychology thing on how you post things.
It sells.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not because I feel the more you post that you're unavailable or that you're available and you have all this time, people are like, oh, then nobody likes his work. It's probably not worth it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You got to really like, it's so much like you got to think. You have to think what other people are thinking, bro. It's a lot of like, it's a lot of psychological shit. You know, you got to try and pinpoint like your target audience.
Yeah, the thing, what you're explaining, all those tactics is all in pretty much in the topic of sales. You know what I'm saying? We as artists, and that's the thing that is what I'm learning, man. Like, you can learn how to tattoo, but nobody teaches you how to be your own salesman at your own stuff, your own marketing. And we see it here, you know, we see it with all of us struggling with that, you know what I'm saying? Some do it better than others, and some people.
For sure.
It's all different, right? But let's go back to that giveaway. Let's analyze that, you know, because, you know, we have young artists and watching us, and they want to know, well, why does the giveaway work? Well, the giveaway works is because not only you're giving out some free tattoo, obviously, right? And people like free tattoos, but not everybody wants free tattoos, right? Some people don't want to wait till that month, till it ends and says, man, I hope I win. Because what are the odds, right? You're tagging 500 people. What are the odds that that person going to win? It's pretty low. But that's not what I think is the tactic on that is it's not to give away that one tattoo. It's to get those people attention that are willing to pay right now, that don't want to wait. It happens all the time. You know, some people say, hey, man, how much you charging? I know you're giving a tattoo away, but how much are you charging? I like your work. Well, then you just tell them your rate, whatever you feel for that, according to that topic or design. And they're not going to want to wait, dude, because they got the money in hand. But they didn't know this if you were just sitting back in the shop and just be like, fuck, man, what is my fucking day so dead, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of being active and telling people. And that's like a steroid. The giveaway, to me personally, is like a steroid ad to people, you know? Without saying like, man, I need somebody to come and get tatted. You're going to give one away, but there's going to be eyeballs on there that are going to willing to pay you that full rate. So that's one of the tactics I think it works, you know?
But it also goes back to like, it's not just going to work itself. You got to go back in there and reassure people. You got to start posting. Now you have so many eyeballs on your page. What do you do with it? Now you got to start reposting some of your work. So people that are new to that page start seeing that work in there as well. You know? So it's like you said, it's a whole like calculated thing you have to do.
It's trial and error too.
Yeah.
Because you can do a giveaway and not a lot of people respond to it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be down on yourself, you know? For what I tell young artists is like, if you see everybody knows their schedule, bro. If you don't know your schedule next week, you ain't on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you see your week being low, all right, maybe that day today is already done for. Nobody's really gonna jump. You might have a small walk-in, but you ain't gonna get that big piece because most big pieces are thought through beforehand. You know.
Oh yeah.
So what do? You plan for the future. You don't plan for the day. You know. You start drawing, and that's why I told this young man one time, tell Romeo, I like how he said Rome. I'll call you Rome. Bro. I told him, hey, bro, you know, it's dead today. Okay, today's done. If you get a walk-in, that's cool, but I doubt it. Plan for the future. So I said, draw Sacred Heart. You know,
And
everybody
the future
likes,
was like a month. He was telling me. He's like, plan for a month.
Yeah.
Whatever you do now is gonna be for a month.
We normally tell everybody here it's 90 days, 90-day rule. You know,
of habits, right?
of habits.
Of
yeah.
habits.
So basically, if you want to be busy in 90 days, you better start right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And as far as with that,
Sure.
that technique, I told him like, all right, man, like you got to think like a client. You can't think like a tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? And so what do clients like? Like Sacred Hearts, crosses, religious pieces, something small, but that you can draw in today. Obviously, if you're doing a big Jesus paper, it's going to take 3-4 days. You don't have that time. You can do that one as you're drawing the other one, but you need those instant ones that you just drew. And he drew a Sacred Heart, killed it, looks fucking badass. Got a client right away off of it, right? Give or take. And then after that, it was second people off of that. So if you do that consistently, you're going to be filling up your days. Yeah, that month of being dry and shit, that's done. You know? But now work to plant your seeds down the road. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I recommend. When I've done it to myself when I used to work out of the garage, out of my house. And if it starts going slow, going back to what he said about 90 days, we believe that it's like a 90, obviously it's different for everybody, but we think it's like a 90-day type of response where people seeing that you're starting to be more busy. So if you want, what are we in right now? September? If you want your January to be busy, bro, you better start, like if I want to be in January be busy, from here on, I'm drawing a lot. I'm going back to my roots and I'm drawing a lot. And I'm posting tattoos that I've done that I would like to do. But it doesn't seem desperate. It's just, you're talking about tattooing, you know? You don't say like, you don't literally say, hey man, I have spots open. Yeah, because people don't like to jump on people that are not available. Well, there's a reason why you're not available. People ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like you do that too, though. I mean, I seen you do those, tag your name or tag something so I could do it.
That's a big thing right there.
Yeah.
That's a big
That
thing.
with script is viral with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like to see that shit.
Yeah, man. So I do that a lot.
Have you done it on TikTok? Now that you're famous?
Yeah, because TikTok has that live, huh?
Yeah.
You go live and you just write people's name?
They got a live, yeah.
That's
I've
dope.
done it on. I think I did it like once or
Yeah,
twice.
I'm not gonna lie. TikTok is pretty better on live because they don't cancel you for music, right? And then I showed you that one time, right? I had like 800 people on there.
Shitload of viewers.
Yeah.
Bro.
Damn. You gotta
Compared-
jump on TikTok.
Yeah.
I think because it's like new. Being live on there is new. It's not like Instagram's always had it.
Yeah.
But that's game changer, bro. Like having being able to do script, bro. That's like it's like superpower almost, you know, like little gadget.
Especially in Southern California, bro. You know?
Yeah, dude. That's just tight. Do you find yourself always doing, always script? Like you're always busy with script?
Yeah, man. I do it a lot, and it's mainly like mid-sized ones. But when I do like the big ones, like the stomach ones, like and I do it freehand, those are the ones I like to make TikToks with, bro.
That's dope. How do you do it when they're breathing and stuff? Do you tell them to hold their breath or?
You
No,
squish
bro.
down. You squish down and then you just like fucking at it.
Yeah, they can't hold their breath. They'll pass out, bro, with all the
I
pain.
tell you what, it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one because it's a very painful spot to get tattooed at. You're tattooing on a moving canvas. Some people are a little older. Some people have had children before, so that stretch marks kick in. And then a lot of people don't like tattooing over stretch marks because that shit sucks to tattoo, bro. Like it's just harder.
Yeah.
It makes the whole thing difficult. And then even after you're done and you do it right, you can't even get a good picture for the final product because the skin is raised a lot. In certain areas, and then some it's kind of flat, not as much as the other areas. So you can't even get a good final picture. So
I think you find when tattooing the stomach, I mean, at least myself, you start moving your hand with their breathing, right? Do you do that too?
oh yeah, for sure.
So
bro.
as they're breathing up, you're moving your hand and you're going back down, but you're pulling that line the same way.
Bro, because I was tattooing
weird.
some one girl, and like it was just a small, like, you know, something super small, but she breathed, and my fucking needle just went all the way. I'm like, yeah, I just blew you out, bro. Not my fault.
Well, yeah, and
I
that
didn't
time
tell her this, but you know.
you can tell them like, hey, in these couple lines, like don't try to breathe as drastic, you know, just like deep breaths, you know,
Yeah.
don't go like fast, and
Yeah.
especially if it's gonna be a certain line. If it's shading, I mean, you can kind of hide the shading, you know what I'm saying?
You get the same thing from chest though. Tattooing chest, you have to tell them like, hey, control your breathing.
So you do script a lot, but you said you want to continue doing like bigger pieces, huh?
Yeah, I do, bro.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
we were talking about that, man.
You want to get into learning more, right? Besides just script.
Yeah, so I mean, I do black and gray too. You know, I do some realism too, and what I try to stay away from is color. I have been doing a little bit of color here and there, but mainly black and gray and realism. The lettering, obviously. So with the big pieces is this, bro. I feel like I'm able to do like some cool shit. But when people ask for a large scale piece, it's like obviously expensive. You know, and then they hear that and they're like, oh fuck. You know? Now, if you already have, like, let's say, if you've done a whole sleeve or a whole back or a whole torso and you post it, people will fucking see it and be like, oh, I want something that looks like that. Like, when can I book and all this shit? But if they don't see it, but they see your, like, your mid-size and kind of large work, they're like, oh, well, that looks tight, but, like, can you put it together?
Yeah.
You know, and you feel like you're competent to do it, but at the same time, you don't have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
So at this point, I talked to the homie about that. He's like, well, you're going to have to give away a fucking big ass back piece, or you're going to have to do it really, really cheap. You know? And as an artist, you feeling how far you've come and how much work you've put in and how much time you've put in, because I do use that fucking time that I wasn't sitting in there, bro. And I always consider that when I price, because I'm like, bro, I spent so much time learning how to do what I do, even in a fucked up place, even though it's not your fault. But it's still all those years I was practicing to get to the style that I have and the shit that I do now. You're going to pay for that. For sure, you're going to pay for it. You know?
It goes back to the whole...
Valuing yourself, right? Yeah.
No, it goes back to, like, I don't know if you guys seen this meme. Well, it's not even a meme because I guess it happened, but the whole Picasso thing where he was sitting down in a cafe and he drew on a little napkin, right? And then he was about to throw it away and some lady's like, hey, how much for that? Like, I'll pay you for that napkin. And he's like, 20,000. He's like, how are you going to do that for, you know, how's that going to be 20,000? You just did like in 5 seconds. But what they say is like, it didn't take me 20 seconds to do it. It took me 40 years to learn how to do that in 20 seconds.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about, bro. It's not what you're going to get right now. Because if I do a name and if I do it like a credit card size name, it's going to take me like 10 minutes to do, 15 minutes to do. But it took me years to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know? You're paying for my education, bro. like the way I learned, especially the way I learned, bro, like you're going to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can help you on that as far as thinking how, because, yeah, you know you can kill it, right? You can kill a big back piece. But your clients, they don't know that, right? Because they haven't seen it. But maybe we have to look within ourselves and say, why do our clients don't know this? You know, we have to use social media to our advantage, and we have to tell our story. Like the story you're talking about right now, that you've been in the grind and you've been in jail and you've done your hours. That should be said, dude. That should be like part of you. You should own it. Like, what does that rapper says? He says, I am him. I keep hearing it from
Romeo.
Larry June.
Larry June? Is that what it says? I am him.
Like,
own him. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, shout out to Toast the Podcast. Toast the Life.
That's just funny. Yeah.
I remember it because, what's his fucking name? I forgot his name. Toast the Life. What was his name? Luis. He keeps saying that I'm him. Basically, what you're saying is like you gotta know that your path is your path. So just own it and tell people. You know what? I constantly tell your story. Like I mean, to be honest, I wish I had a struggling story, but I have my own story. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't say it, if we only say wait till a podcast comes or just talking to the homie, if you don't say it constantly on social media, then people are not gonna know that you've been in that grind, and they're not gonna be giving you that worth that you can do those back pieces. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times is you have to start constantly saying your story and what you've done and show the work so that people can validate and be like, all right, you know, I've heard it from him a lot. He can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's my point of view, because it works a lot with a lot of people that I see that telling their story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true.
And another thing too is like you don't have to wait to tattoo a big back piece. You can draw a big back piece. And once people see that thing, like you have a client, right? Comes in to do a small script or something, but you don't know in his mind if he's getting if he wants a back piece. But if he sees that big drawing, you know, fucking 20 by 40 or whatever, and it's a back piece that you want to do, bro, social proof right there. They're going to be like, man, I want that. You drew that? Yeah. Can you tattoo it on my back? Let's go.
I think that's the biggest word, social proof.
Yeah.
It's how can we prove we could do that if we don't have anything to back that up?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, I think about it all the time too, bro. You know?
We hear it all the time.
And you don't know me, bro. I don't have and you don't know me, right? I don't have any tattoos, bro. Any tattoos. And I've been tattooing for 14 years. And people do not second guess my ability because I have a lot of social proof. It'd be one thing if I was doing like, you know, so tattoos, you know? But I have a high self-worth of myself that I'm able to tell it to my clients and they jump on it, you know? And I do a lot of big pieces, 2-dayers. I don't do too many back pieces, but I do a lot of like full sleeves, I call them. And I even put it on my Instagram, dude, full sleeve specialist. I mean, I do full sleeves. I specialize in them. There is no like flex there. It's just go look at my Instagram. I see how you do a lot. Now, if I didn't, it'd be something where like, nah,
That's
you know.
true.
So sometimes we have to work on our self-worth, you know what I'm saying? And just be like, all right, dude, you kill it on script, bro.
Thanks,
I
bro.
saw your work and I was like, damn. Remind me of, what's his name? The dude that we met at the Golden State Convention, the young guy. They tattooed you?
Oh, Anthony.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you know
I
him?
don't know. Melendez.
Melendez?
Oh, Melendez?
Yeah, his script is good too. You know what I'm saying? It's really good.
Oh, yeah, I've seen his work. Yeah. That's pretty dope.
I've seen him tattoo, bro, so patiently at that stuff.
Yeah.
It's respected. It's a different type of tattooing. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty cool, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, you know, just coming from me that I have a little bit more. And I like to, not only am I talking to you, bro, I'm talking to like younger artists that always ask me on the DMs, like, dude, how do you do it? You know, you need to tell more. And it's just gems that I learned a lot that I'd like to share. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said a lot right
That
there.
feels pretty cool, man, to be compared to other great like lettering artists, bro.
No, for real, man. I saw it right now at first glance, and I do a lot of lettering. I don't do it now. I used to do a lot more.
Yeah.
But my line work is not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Josh can do great line work. You know what I'm saying?
So he does a lettering, I tattoo it.
Like sometimes clients come in and they want a nice piece, and I'll do it really quick, right? You've seen this, right?
This dude's helped me out with so many.
And then I just say, here, Josh, you fucking tattoo because the line work will be better. I just don't do a lot of that line work. I never did for a while. I'm starting to, but I do a lot more like, you know, like morphine shit and all that stuff. So it's kind of like looking back and just be like, all right, man, you have to like give your flowers to yourself and your dues where you've been, because you tell us a great story, bro. And a story should be worth, you know, whatever you feel you're worth.
Yeah, and that's what like at the end of the day, like what he was saying about the Picasso thing. You know, it's not how long like it takes to do the tattoo. It's he's basically he charged on that fucking napkin on how long he's been doing it. Yeah. And what it took for him to get to that point to be able to do it that fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At that quality.
Right.
You know, and that's the end thing, bro. The quality, bro. There was a girl, bro, not too long ago. She walked into this tattoo shop. She got a face on her face, bro. She got her husband's
face on her face. Wow.
No, she got.
I was like that.
No, because I'm like, bro. I'm like on her face, bro. She got her husband's name on her face. It was fuck, bro. She just went into this random shop. She didn't look at the artist. She just asked how much. She heard a cheap price, and she got the fucking tattoo. and it was garbage, bro. I hate to speak on another artist. I don't even know the guy's name.
That's fine.
But it was very horrible. You know, she came into the shop and was like, "Hey, can you guys help me? I got this fucking thing on my face." Bro, she ended up paying double what she paid for the first time just to get it almost kind of fixed, because there was no coming back from what she got. It was bad. It was one of those things where it was super thick,
Yeah.
where you can't reduce it. See, because if it was thin, you can
Expand it.
you can get it right.
Yeah.
You know, but it was already thick, so you kind of just have to work with what you got, and like, this is what I could do.
Yeah.
You know, I did what I could do to the best of my abilities, and I mean, then they were happy with it, but they ended up having to pay like double for something that they had already spent money. You know, and that at the end of the day, the tattoo wasn't even wasn't good anyways.
Yeah, that happens a lot. And talking back to that situation with Picasso, like, it's not Picasso's fault. It's, I mean, let me rephrase it. The lady that offered to buy the napkin, you know, it's really, she didn't think they was worth $20,000 because she didn't even know of Picasso. Had she walked in and be like, "Picasso, you drew that on a napkin? I'll give you $40,000." Right? Because at the end of the day, you have one client in front of you when you're tattooing, right? And I always say this: you're only worth what that client in front of you is willing to give you. You know what I'm saying? One day that person's willing to give you $100. Maybe the next person, he's willing to give you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever the case is, right? So you have to do your job of how to sell yourself and how to be like, look, you know, you want this script, right? You know, you already paid like, you know, cheap for that script, but I can make it this much better. Look at my work here. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix that. I cannot fix. You have to get that lasered. You know what I'm saying?
You freehand it to flow with the body. You know, you got all these advantages for sure.
And now you're showing your expertise. You know what I'm saying? You're showing your expertise. You're taking the time to say, look, this is what it is. They're coming in to seek a professional. And now you show your profession on your Instagram. And that's social proof going back to that. And that's where you can sell them and be like, you might have paid $60 for that, but now you're going to pay $600. Oh, but no. Well, then, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, too, it's kind of like learning how to sell yourself, man. And, dude, we have a passion project that's going to come up. And I don't know if Josh told you this, but we want to...
Nope. I'm just saying.
So we want to create a little academy for young kids, because when I started, they were turning me down because I didn't have no tattoos. I didn't look the part. I looked like the guy was mopping the fucking shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we want to start a project where we get like from the local community here, and we pick like 10 qualified high school kids that are badass in art and they really give a fuck. You know, not that I want to be a tattoo artist. I'm gonna jump in. And then we want to mentor them so that they can see that tattooing can make you a profession. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we want to do, you know, create that where that they can see it and mentor them. And we mentor them through this because we didn't have that. And if we just give that gem to one and plant that seed, bro, they're going to be like, holy shit, you know?
Yeah, but not just tattooing in general, like just art in general. You know what I mean? Like anything in art.
Yeah, art related.
Like us growing up, first generation here, he was actually born in Mexico. We didn't know anything about art. I just talked to one of my uncles. Like he told me, like, man, yeah, like growing up, art is just something you do for fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? They never knew it as a career, and now we're able to show other people that you can make a living from this. You can make a living from your passion if you're willing to put in the work. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking about art, I know being a tattoo artist gets hella busy, but do you find yourself doing art on the side?
As far as like
drawing, you know, on the side?
Oh yeah,
just for
hell
fun?
yeah. For sure. Yeah.
What are you working with? Paper, like, or iPad?
You know what?
Spray cans.
You know what? I
Sharpies.
wish I was a graffiti artist before, bro, because those motherfuckers are sick at lettering. Like that's raw. Like they have like something I don't have, which is like they're doing like composition on walls, bro. You know, and walls are huge.
Yeah.
You know, so like when it comes to tattooing a body, I feel like it's easy for them because they've worked on big ass weather. Oh, this is kind of small. I could fit all this. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like,
And they're not even white walls; they're like brown, so they have to like tone it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I respect.
yeah, man. It's
One
crazy.
that comes to mind is Janoski. Like, I don't know if you know who Janoski is. Like,
Gino from Covina,
he does some
Clockwork.
He works with Tommy Montoya.
he does some beautiful like paintings out with spray can, and his tattoo game is pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, dope.
And his composition is pretty cool and it's simple and it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, it doesn't hurt to another medium. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So how many years you been tattooing? You said?
I want to say professionally, like 2.5.
Oh, okay. So you're new in
2.5
this.
years, yeah.
In the industry, but before that, like you
Before
said, you
that.
gotta take accountability for all those years you learned.
So I've been practicing tattooing for, I want to say about 9 years or so.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
I've been practicing.
And then you went serious, like once you were professional.
I went serious when I worked at my first shop, which was about 2.5 years ago, I want to say. That's when I was all right.
Like that's all you were doing, type.
Yup.
Yeah.
Well, I've never had any other job.
Did you do an apprenticeship?
Nope.
No. Damn, respect.
Never did an apprenticeship. I've never had any other job. This is
you.
This is what it is. Yeah.
So do you feel like now that you went all in, basically, you jumped into it, you kind of are doing your apprenticeship by learning, but on your own, and then still trying to tattoo and try to, make it?
No, because I feel like, to be an apprentice, you're learning, bro. You're learning how to do it. You're doing a lot of cleaning too, but you're trying to learn how to be an artist. You're trying to learn, not just the tattooing part, but if you're smart about it, you're looking at his daily life. How is he managing how to do the tattoos and going back home and be a husband or a father or a brother or a son. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just the tattooing. It takes up so much of our time, and what people don't understand is that we have so much other things that we have to tend to after this, like everything I just said, and even more. So if you're an apprentice, you pay attention to not just the art part, but how he moves about his daily life, because it's way more than tattooing and drawing. You know what I'm saying? We have so much shit. There's so much, like, you hear about like artists like committing suicide and shit like that. I met one dude, he's a homie, and I've been tattooing him since, but his tattoo artist before committed suicide. And he was a great artist. It sucks, I forget the guy's name, but I've seen his work and it's crazy. But he committed suicide, and he's this great artist. You know what I'm saying? There's so much shit that we carry, and at the end of the day, we come and we tattoo our clients, and we're taking their energy. We're listening to them, like having them vent out to us. But at the same time, a lot of us are going through our own shit. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like mental health is always a topic when we talk about
Big
artists.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
And maybe we need to talk about that more often, because, yeah, dude, if I'm just thinking it from a client's perspective. If I'm walking in, I'm excited, bro. I'm gonna get this piece from you that I've been watching for months. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I know it's gonna be badass. And then if he knew that you're going through shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna affect the tattoo some way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
In some small way, maybe some people are just able to be like focused and kill it. But most of the time, dude, we're humans. We're not robots. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. But
that's a
you
whole
know what I'm
nother
saying?
topic.
Like, and so we have to understand too that we have to practice mental health as artists, because it's gonna show on our clients at times, and that's unfair for them.
Bro, we're artists / therapists
all the time.
for sure.
Terry told me paint therapist.
Yeah, bro, like, we hear a lot of our clients.
We consume a lot of their
business,
energy.
bro. Like
It's one of my clients told me, she's telling me the whole thing, because I told her, like, sometimes I'm like happy as fuck and everything, and I come in, I'm tattooing, but this person, she like, it's a portrait of her daughter, right? Passed away or something. And then she's telling me everything about it. And at the end of the day, I feel so drained because of it. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm drained of the tattoo. I'm just
that energy.
Yeah, and she was telling me it's called like empathy. No, well,
Empathize.
But I guess there's a person that like takes people's energy, and you fucking like now it's yours. I don't know.
Right. We gotta get some of that. What's that plant?
That sage.
Sage.
I was about to get some fucking.
We used to do that shit in the shop.
Did you?
Yeah.
My homegirl sells them. Shout out to Tracy.
Oh, she's on deck.
Yeah. Shout out to Pico Ranch.
How do they sell them? By the ounce? Or?
No.
Hey,
Bundles.
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 Bundles. Oh, sorry.
Comes with a candle.
But yeah, dude, we don't talk about that much, and we are people. We do it in art, and it's already stressful as it is to get that clean line, to get that shading in close to that line, and to even with script, when I do script, dude, I double check that shit because I'm not a great speller. You know?
Oh yeah,
Double, triple. I'm like, all right, before I'm gonna start with you, before I go, please go look at the mirror and tell me okay. Like I want you to even make a contract saying, you know, because I don't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Have you spelled it wrong yet?
never,
No.
Almost.
never.
Respect.
I
have.
I spelled it wrong.
But it's stressful as enough as it is, right?
Yeah.
And then now to hear their stuff, you have to be on your A game and you have to accept it. But dude, you want to be a tattoo artist? That means you're accepting to be near a person for 8 hours or 6 hours.
Yeah,
You know?
And you still got your own problems that you haven't even, that you don't even have time for, you know, because all your time is consumed.
And then you don't want to be that artist fucking preaching your problems to that client.
It's crazy though because it's pretty cool because at the end of the day, when I finish tattooing, sometimes when they express themselves in that sort of way, I can tell when they leave, they're happy with the tattoo and they feel relieved. You know what I'm saying? Not just from the tattoo, but from being able to vent to someone who's not going to judge them and tell them that they're wrong or anything, but just listening, you know, and giving them their little feedback or whatever. But
Put the mic a little bit in front of you. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Or like even or do you be vulnerable yourself and you
Sometimes,
you tell them
yeah.
like what you're going through and it makes them feel more comfortable?
Yeah, sometimes, Sometimes I feel like when they're telling me something very intimate like that, like and I can tell, you can tell when someone's like, they're only there for the pain, bro. They're literally sitting there just so they can forget about what they're going through, and at that point, you know, I feel like I have to like give them some pain back. Some of my pain back.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
Just to make it right. Like, you know what? You're not the only one going through some shit. Like, like I'm going through some shit too, at the same time. You know, and as a matter of fact, a lot of times when I go through pain, I'll go get tattooed too. You know, I love getting tatted. But it hurts, but if you're going through some shit, it's like, hell yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when Ricky was doing this, I was like, damn, bro. At that moment, I was like, I just want to fight somebody. You know what I mean? I just want to get in a fight. But him giving me that pain, it just relieved it. You know, it's true.
That goes back to what we say here, man. Yes, you have to be a good tattoo artist, but you have to be even better at customer experience. You know what I'm saying? That's
people come back off of your vibe,
bro,
for sure.
100.
You know,
100, and we preach that here all the time. Like you don't have to be a fucking Picasso here. Just do a great fucking tattoo. Just do a good tattoo, but give them a great experience. And if that great experience is not, I'll refund their money back, literally, because we're 5 stars for a reason, bro. Not to flex or anything, but we're 5 stars because we work hard.
So good. We 5 stars too.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? We really pride ourselves in that because I think that's what gives us an edge because we can't tattoo everybody in the world or in an empire, bro. There's too many. But the people that come into us are going to get that 5-star treatment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we try to help everybody here and understand that the experience is what brings people in. You know?
Sure.
I've had a couple clients that come in that get tattoos from badass artists. And I asked them, well, why don't you go back to them? That's because, they don't reply back to me. They don't
they don't talk to me.
They didn't talk to me that time. Like some people give a fuck about that experience.
Oh yeah, man.
And so,
sure.
It just comes with that,
Yeah.
So it's a game, bro. Tattooing is a whole fucking game. And the more you master customer service, the less you have to worry about booking out. Because people will be telling everybody like, yo, my boy over there, he takes care of you, and look at the piece. You know what I'm saying? Look at those lines. Look at those shadings.
And that's gonna help you too when it gets slow. You know what I mean? Because those people are always gonna remember you. Those are the people that are always commenting. Those are the people that are always messaging you. You know what I mean? Especially if you had one of those therapeutic kind of sessions, if you follow up, you know, oh, how did that go? Or, you know, how did that end up going?
Or how, just a simple, how you holding up?
Yeah, how you holding up?
How many times out of 10 artists or 10 clients that come in, do you know they're going through a breakup, a relationship?
I could tell.
All the time. You know what I'm saying?
I could tell.
All the
Fuck
time.
love.
Yeah.
You're getting like fuck love. Kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand what your purpose is. Your purpose is to give them some kind of therapy in a way. And that needle, I've never gotten tattooed, right? And I keep saying that because I'm like, I laugh because people, when I put the needle in, they stop worrying about everything else, bro. They're just worried about, okay, how much is he pulling that line down? How much is he shading? When's he stop? When's he wipe? Like during that moment, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's more of a meditative state. I mean, personally, like that's how I feel when I'm getting tattooed. I go into a state where I'm just like, I'm controlling my breathing. I'm like focusing on my breathing. I'm just relaxed up to like the 8th hour. Then I want to kick you. But
I was about to say I'm never relaxed.
But you live in the moment, right?
I'm chilling. Yeah,
Are you thinking about fucking a month from now, a party's coming or anything? No. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about that moment in the now, you know, and people pay for that shit.
it's true.
And it lasts forever.
Sometimes.
I got
If you do it right.
I got a client who comes every 2 weeks for that same fucking moment. Like fucking shout out to TJ. Man.
Yeah, TJ's dope.
Yeah, every 2 weeks he's here, fucking getting something small or something big, and he said the same thing. It's just it's therapy for him, especially for everything that he's been going through. You know what I mean?
And also too, it's like you notice clients come in for like, I call them like seasonal. They'll be on a vibe of getting tattooed for 3 months, and then you won't hear from them for a year.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they got their fix. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll come back next year and they're on that vibe again. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta.
It's called tax season.
Tax season.
Whatever it is, dude.
Let's talk about tax season.
Now let's talk about Cupid mentioned the whole like what was it, not getting booked? What was it again?
All about the how to know how to price. She
I
brought
know
up
how to
a good-
price. There you go.
Oh yeah.
You guys want to put any input on this? Like, because it's something nobody really talks about.
I didn't know how either until Josh one day told me just 16 hour. That's what it is. If you think it's gonna take you 4 hours, what's 60 times 4? Quote it like that. You know?
I was thinking about that the other day. Just happened that we're talking about it now, and I was like, it just comes down to how you feel about that tattoo and what you gotten back. Did you feel good about it? If you didn't, charge more. If you felt great about it,
Explain that.
So
Yeah.
let's go into it then. So let's say
Open a beer.
let's say you do a rose, right? Everybody done roses here. You should be doing roses, right? And you're learning, you're beginning, and you charge $200 just to get somebody in here, and you do $200 for
What is that, Tony?
what?
What?
So let's say you do a rose.
Should lock the door.
You interrupted our podcast, bro. Híjole. Let me rewind.
200 for a
Okay,
row.
so let's say you charge $200 for a rose, and that's the most you ever charged, and you did the rose, and you get the $200. You feel good, right? Okay. The next person that comes in, you charge them $200, and you did a better job, right? So you accept it, right? $200. Third person comes in, you're already doing. Let's just bump it up. 6 rows, rows you've done it, and you're charging $200.
And you did it faster.
And you did it faster and better. Do you feel 200 was justified? No. So if you feel that energy that you could have gone paid better, then that's when you're supposed to say, like, you know what, I'm going to raise up my prices. Because I'll tell you what, when I started charging $2,000 for a day, like, I felt nervous, bro. Like, shit, somebody's going to give me $2,000 for a day? Okay. And now that I get it, I feel valued for that. And I put my effort in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because I have all those years in my mind that I've worth it. And if somebody does, you know, if I do something less, maybe I don't feel as valued, but I know that I can have that number. So at the end of the day, I look at myself like, was I happy to receive that money? If not, raise it up. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to that. Because who's to say what are you worth, dude? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. There's nobody out there to say, okay, I'm the fucking master at tattooing. You're worth this. You're worth that. It all depends on you.
Yeah, that's why
I think it's like you told me this one time too. Sorry to interrupt you, bro. I think you're worth as much as that person's willing to give you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's agreeable too.
If that person values your work and is willing to pay you $2,000 for that fucking badass script on the back, then that's how much that person values you. But the other person might not value.
But his friend might come and be like, "Damn, dog, that's too much," you know?
Oh yeah.
But you're not doing business with that guy. So at the end of the day, think about it, dude. Just go back to your career when somebody gives you that money. You felt grateful for that money. You felt justified for that money, and then at times you probably felt like, "Damn, this fool gave me too much. I killed that."
Yeah, I feel like it's all about like when you're dealing with someone who wants to get tatted, and when you're dealing with a collector.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. And the difference is, bro, a collector knows a quality, bro. They see quality, right? Versus somebody who wants to get tatted. Some people just want to look like they got ink on them. You know what I'm saying? And they could walk around and look tatted up. You know, collectors are like, some of them get from different artists. You know, some of them just want to stick with one. But at the end of the day, they see a quality, bro. And they're like, oh, like, I know there's a lot of lettering artists, but I like his style.
Right.
You know, or I know there's a lot of black and gray artists, but I like the way he does the sleeves. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big difference, bro. And you can see it, and you can tell whenever you guys get clients, you know who's like just trying to get tatted and who's a collector. Yeah. Look at their work. If they got sick ass work, they're collectors, bro. And there's something about you that they like, and it wouldn't matter what price you tell them, they would still get the tattoo.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they might have a budget too. Yeah, we call those unicorns. That's here. We have a unicorn. We have a unicorn up there. Every time we got a unicorn, we move that sucker over. You had a good point there. You're right, and that's when you change your mindset as a tattoo artist. You obviously, when you're beginning, you can't say I just want collectors because you haven't had that social proof to have that behind you, right? So let's talk about it. How do you become a person that just does collectors? Because that's what we aspire to, right?
You get one collector, that attracts another collector, and that attracts another one. If you start doing a bunch of people that are only willing to pay you fucking because you're cheap, you start attracting those kind of people. You know what I mean? So we actually sat down and you kind of figured this out. How do you attract those people?
The collectors.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was thinking about it. Like, I was like, wait, how? I have bad memory, bro. But when I get on it, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think to attract collectors, bro, you have to, first of all, like brand yourself as you want to be getting collectors. And if I stopped doing butterflies a long time ago, right? I hardly ever do them. I do them once in a while, but it's a going theme. It's a going theme in the black and gray realism. We don't want to do butterflies. We say it here in the shop, right? But if you start putting butterflies in your profile, you're gonna get butterflies. You start doing horror pictures, you're gonna get. I did San Judas, and I just got bombarded with 20 people that wanted San Judas. I needed the money. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I stopped putting them, and I don't get them anymore. See what I'm saying? So it's all that social proof that you start putting in your social media, wherever you want the attention. And if you start saying, like, you know, I'm looking for a couple collectors to get, you know, patience, the word patience, I just brought up this sick-ass new font. No one has it. Who's down? Bro, FOMO. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about how you market it at times too. It goes back down to sales, dude. And as we grow, we learn how to be better communicators. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we've learned it, and we try to teach that to everybody else here. You know what I'm saying? That's willing to grow with us. You know what I'm saying? Because tattooing is never ending, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and say I know everything. I'm learning from real estate agents how they approach business. I'm learning from marketing guys. I'm just like, how did they learn how to do that? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we try to do here is not just show the people like, yeah, Iconic is where you work at, but that station right there, that's your brand. That's your business. So we're going to show you how to market yourself. We're going to show you how you're able to differ yourself from any other artist around here. Like if you go to, anyone could do a lion, right? But we all do it differently. And how can you show people how you could do it differently? You know what I mean? That's how you make yourself stand out.
It's crazy. One time we had 4 clients get lions at the same time from 4 of our artists here, and they all came out different styles. You know,
I won.
this guy, see, he always says that.
Is it true?
I wasn't here for that.
That was me, Tony, and Ricky.
I don't know about that. You want to cut that one out because I'm gonna be real. I'm just kidding. No. But the point is that we didn't all do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We all gave it our personality, and it's expected. And you can't expect that everybody that follows you is gonna want the same work that somebody else did. They want your work, bro, because they seen the struggle. You probably said last year that you were in jail and you're writing. So that person that's following you, let's say a name like Tom. Tom been following you because he's like, he can relate with you, bro. You know?
Say Ángel mejor.
Ángel. Tomás. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tomás been following you and he's like, you know what? I can relate with this guy. So
I've actually had people hit me up like that.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we kind of want the style that, like, because my husband was over here and he wants it like that. And I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And they're like, yeah, we know, we seen. I was like, all right,
you know what I'm
cool.
saying? Yeah, so that's why we
You know?
go back to that, dude. It's all marketing. So now that we're talking about marketing, like what kind of things do you do, like as far as marketing? Like you can help young artists that are starting right now, dude. And you've been a tattoo artist already for a couple years.
A big thing for me, bro, is like I said, when it's slow, I don't post that I'm available. It's rare when I do, but you know I won't. And that just, I feel like because when you do, you drop your value when you do that. You know, if you do it too often.
Yeah, if you do it too often,
You know what I'm saying?
Once in a while, you're available.
Yeah.
That person might be there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So I've done it, but when you do it too often, you're dropping your value for sure. Like I don't second guess that like if I keep seeing somebody that's saying I'm available, I was like, well, then, bro, you're not busy for a reason.
Exactly.
You know, saying nobody likes your work, but at the same time, there's just these seasons we have.
Yeah.
Where it's like people are trying to save money for the holidays now.
Yeah.
You know, they have kids, they have families. They need to buy costumes. They need to buy all the food for Thanksgiving. And after that, they got to go buy all the Christmas presents for all 50 of their family members.
I hear
You
you.
know what I'm saying? So now at this point, it's like, well, you got to kind of like, you got to think about like the people that are trying to save all this money. So you're not going to get people that are willing to just blow money like in the beginning of the year.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, we just talked about this, right? Too, how you kind of have to change that mentality. It's not just at that point you got to change the way who you attract. You're not attracting that person. You're attracting the people that can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the mentality of like there's never a slow season.
This is a big reason why. Excuse me. This is a big reason why I left. The first shop I worked at. They're cool people. They're good homies, but it's the area that the shop was at. You know, it was like that shit's in the hood, bro.
In the hood, and you're gonna get like people
You know
with
what
that
I'm
mindset.
saying? It's in the hood, and people obviously they don't got the money like that. So how can you place yourself if you value your work in a place, you're in the hood tattooing there, but you feel like you're worth all this, but people can't afford that right there. So how is it fair for both sides? You're not gonna make the money you want, and they're not gonna want to pay what you're asking. So it's like this is a big decision that you have to make. Like, do I just stay here because this is where I'm from, or this is what I want to do, or do I have to keep it pushing because I know I'm worth a lot more than what I'm making right now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That feeling we were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
You brought up a good point. You did growth. You sought out for somewhere better, and I'm assuming the place where you're at now, the tattoo shop, they help you grow in that aspect. No,
Oh yeah.
you're not just like tattooing and they leave you alone. Like I think a good tattoo shop should help people grow. You know,
This is why I think it's important to be in a shop when you're not like fully developed as an artist.
Yeah.
The reason I feel is because if there's all these people working here, how many stations do you have? 6? And let's just say, for example, I like your work out of everybody, right? but there's still something that Rome does that I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Even though I've been tattooing longer than him, there's something that I could learn from him that'll up my game more. You know, therefore make me worth more. You know what I'm saying? Even though he feels like, oh, like I just started tattooing and, you know, bro, you're going to learn from everyone. So let's just say if you were working out of a private studio or out of your garage or your house or something, you're going to move like a fucking snail in the fucking art world, bro. Because if you have all these artists that you might not even like any of their styles, bro, but there's going to be something that you can learn from them. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of working with others.
Yeah.
You know, you can learn things that you just can't learn on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're seeing it constantly. You're seeing, and you're seeing techniques being tried by others that you wouldn't have thought of. And then you're like, how did you do that?
They're almost making your mistakes for you sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know,
Agreed.
and vice versa.
Yeah, and that's exactly why artists that are not fully, you know, matured in their profession should be at a shop. You're right, because they get that growth within everybody's else's, and we always help each other out. You know, we always ask, you know, proportion, composition, saturation, all that stuff that an artist should, you know, be growing in. Because for a long time too, I was at a garage and my own ego was like, I don't need a shop. Fuck this. I'll do it myself. You know what I'm saying? But the growth was so slow. You know, as soon as I got into a shop and started working with other artists, you know, within a 2 years span, it grew like 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more consistent. You see more work around you. You see people doing other things. You push yourself. You know what I'm saying? At a garage, where do you push yourself? You know, but you can see Instagram, but Instagram's they're not gonna be like, hey man, that's how you did it. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
only so much you can learn from the internet, bro.
Yeah.
There's only so much, but it's like you gotta be there in person and see, you know, for sure.
Where do you think, we always ask this question to our interviewers, where do you think tattooing's going, bro?
Robots.
We said that shit last time. What do you mean?
Robots, fool.
Think so?
Hell yeah.
We always ask that question.
So we're gonna go to conventions, bring our own robot, or we're just gonna be chilling?
We're gonna have robot apprentices. Yeah, you're the last of the Mohicans, bro. Yeah. Yeah, bro. I don't know.
I mean, you've been in it a little bit, right? I mean, no, pretty much 11 years, bro. Like, where do you see it as far as technology and maybe like styles? What do you think? What's your opinion? You probably thought about this, you know.
So I think about styles. I personally just feel like in the future there's gonna be some sort of technology in it. Like, I'm not talking the machines and how much better they could get, whether they can turn a rotary into like a coil type of feel. You know what I'm saying? Not just that. I'm sure that'll happen. I'm talking about like some Elon Musk shit with tattoo machines.
We're gonna be lasering people.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's gonna be shit like that. Like,
bro, they're talking about like putting in like movable ink, like where you can just program to have a lion one day and then another day you have like a Zeus.
But then someone's gonna hack it and just put a fucking penis on there.
Well, you got hacked, my boy. You got to roll around with a penis on your.
oh my god!
I always say there's gonna be like a robot hand, bro. That's just gonna be doing like the.
That's
simple
that's
stuff.
kind
You
of
know
what I
I'm
was
saying?
talking
Yeah.
about. They're gonna try to remove.
Like just gonna go, and then it's just gonna.
They're gonna try to remove us like how they do like the waitresses and the waiters and shit like that. Like,
No, but it comes back to you. Like, I mean, you build a craft or a skill that not a lot of people could do. Not a lot of people could change it. You know what I mean?
but it's like
with script.
It's like this though. That's the same thing as, like I said, Elon Musk, bro. It's the same thing like saying like how you drive. Like, bro, you could be completely drunk and they have this fucking car that's gonna just drive you.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
need a
gonna
driver.
happen.
You know what I'm saying?
It already happened.
It's already happening with a Tesla.
Yeah, our
That's
kids
what
are
I'm
gonna be
saying.
like, "You own a car? That's weird."
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this shit is already happening with drivers, and it's like, bro, these are lives that people are dealing with right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's why I say you have to really focus on customer experience, because people choose experience over a machine any day. Let's prove it right now. Like, you can go to McDonald's, you don't even have to see somebody. You just talk to a machine, you put it on your app, and they'll hand it to you.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Right?
I just went to McDonald's with my girl and my daughter, bro, and
Like, you don't even see them though.
I saw the kiosk things, and I was like, I fucking don't like that. I want to talk to somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why you go to a restaurant that you can talk to somebody. So that's
Yeah.
going to be the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Where other clients are going to come in the future, and they're going to be like, I want this exact fucking, bar that has these musical tones exactly at numerically done. Can you do it? No, but Robot 103 over there on the side of the homie, he gets down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna do all the armbands. Fuck those armbands, bro.
Hate that shit, bro.
Or a straight line, when they ask you for that straight line all the way up to your neck.
Hate that shit.
I haven't gotten that yet, but man, I would be like, oh, nah. Josh over there.
The worst fucking one. I mean, it was a challenge. I was shitting myself doing it. It was an armband around the thigh, but it had pictures of cars in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually told that guy, you know what, we're not gonna do it. I said, fuck that. I'm giving up on this one. And he's like, just try it one more time. And we actually lined it up good. I was like, all right, we're doing it.
Shit.
In the shop where you work at, do you guys network with other shops, or do you feel like it's just we're our own path?
I feel like you have to take it upon yourself to do that as an artist. No one should tell you like you should do this and you should do that. I feel like as an artist, if you really want that, you do it.
Search for it.
You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and reach out and try and do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, do the conventions, hit people up, try and do a guest spot somewhere with your homies or something, you know? Because if you're not doing that, why would somebody else feel the need to push you to do that?
I see you do that too. Like, I mean, like I said, you go to all these conventions. You're always talking to people. You know what I mean? Like, I introduced you to Rome, Tony, and all, and you're cool as fuck. You know what I mean? But I think what he's trying to say, like, do you feel like the shop is open for other artists to come in and, like, just talk? Just say, what's up? How you doing?
I think so. I think we've had some homies just pull up and chop it up, get tattooed, just, kick up dust or whatever. It's pretty open to other artists, As far as like the guest spotting, I think that, as an artist, you should do that. You should do that often because let's just say if Rome does something that I don't do, right? And I post him one day, so somebody that follows me is going to want to get work from him. But if he posts me one day and they see that I do stuff that he doesn't do, but they're loyal clients to him, but I just do something that he won't or he doesn't do, they'll come and fuck with me. And so we both eating off of each other.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Artists don't do that, dude.
Yeah, and they won't. But at the same time, it's like we're homies. So when we do post, and that's what the whole social networking shit is for, I feel is like, these are for my friends. So when I post you guys, when I post everybody, I never feel like, oh man, like if I post another artist, someone's going to take my clients or none of that. No, because if they're my clients, they're going to fuck with me. But if they do something I don't do, they're going to go and get what they need from them. And then they'll come back to me when they want something that they need from me, and vice versa. Like, it just goes like that. It works like that. Like, because at the end of the day, it's like,
It's art.
I would rather, it's art. And I would rather like my homies eat than some other people I don't even know, some cocky motherfucker that I don't even know, and I know you guys are humble people. So when I do post you guys, it's like, all right, cool, man. That's tight. Like, you guys got a client for me. That's cool. In the future, I'll probably get one from you guys too.
Yeah, I think that's a stigma that's in the artists. We don't. People don't want to post because they their fear of losing maybe clientele. But it's like they don't have a phone or what. They can search. La Familia tattoo and see other artists, iconic tattoo, and see all our work. So we should help each other. You're right. We should be posting each other more. Like, hey man, check out this guy's work. I've been following a guy that's doing it out of Rialto. Shout out to Parley. I've been following him since I was in Bowen Park. He used to live in Bowen Park. I don't know much of him, but I see his hustle. And now he's local to me because I live in Rialto. And I posted him up. And I was like, hey, man, this guy's does great work. If you guys need something, maybe he's doing a type of work that I'm not doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot from an artist to do that because it doesn't matter. We all eat, bro. It's abundance. You just need to set your mindset like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just trying to change that industry stigma, like you said, like how before, like people, you don't want to feed someone else without feeding yourself or giving those people that. And unfortunately, a lot of us learn from like our mentors before that. That's how their mentality was. But luckily now it's changing, especially with the information, like how if he wants to know something or like someone hits me up and they want to know how I do my drop system, I don't care. I'll tell them. I'll tell them straight up, this is exactly how I do it. You could try it out, but most likely it's not going to come out the same as mine, but I'm going to help you as much as I can. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to try it differently, but everybody should get a chance to do or learn at least a little bit,
Absolutely.
We always ask our interviewers, what 3 tips do you give somebody that's just starting in the industry? Do you have 3 tips for them?
Hell yeah.
Or 1, 5, whatever you want.
Look, draw a lot, be humble, and be cool as fuck. That's it. That's all you need to make it, really. And you're a good person, you treat everyone with respect, and you practice what you're trying to give. That's all you really need.
I like
It's
that.
very simple.
Simple and real. That's cool.
No, I'm listening to those, and it's true. You hit it on. Draw a lot, work your ass off. Be cool, stay humble. Don't ever think you're better than anybody because you're not.
Exactly.
There's always somebody better than you in
All the
somebody's
time.
eyes, and be cool as fuck because you never, dude. It's a small world in this industry. You never know who you burn your bridges with that you might need in the future. So fucking nailed it, dude.
That's very big, bro.
That's dope. You want to close it out for us, bro?
It's Romeo's.
Romeo?
He hasn't been here for a while, so
What's up,
For
bro?
guys a
remember?
little rusty, bro.
All right,
Talk to me, dog.
Toto Tattoo Long Beach, right? On Instagram
Yes, sir.
and on TikTok.
And on TikTok.
There you go, bro. If you guys want some like black and gray realism, some script work, badass script work that freehand, straight out the hip, you can just make it flow with your body, hit them up.
Holla at your boy.
Super dope, dude. We really appreciate you just sharing your realness with us, for real. You inspired me many ways. And leave a comment, like, and see you in the next one.
peace.
Yes, sir.